Hi, my name is Island Lescure. I work as a consulting arborist. I have been working in the arboriculture industry for over 20 years and teaching it for the last 5. Whether you're an architect, nursery grower, or anyone managing or working with trees, these short courses will add value to your services and help you have healthier, more resilient trees. And if you're wondering what the point of arboriculture is, I provide a short overview of this from the next slide. Otherwise, I recommend that you jump straight into the "What is a tree" video. To ensure that we are all working from the same definition, arboriculture involves the study and management of trees, primarily in urban environments. The field of arboriculture emerged because a more comprehensive understanding of a tree's health, structure, and needs was required to manage trees more effectively. Nurseries are often the start of the problem for tree health. A good understanding of tree structure and physiology in nursery management is crucial for producing high-quality trees that will thrive in urban settings, rather than simply fail due to poor practices such as allowing for root girdling. It is important to ensure that the correct trees are selected and placed in appropriate locations and conditions, especially in urban environments, which are often very challenging settings for trees to live in. A lot should go into the proper planning, execution, and aftercare of such projects to ensure that they make sense. It's always worth noting that any successful publicly accessible project must have community engagement. This is very much the case in arboriculture, as many tree planting schemes fail due to this oversight. Here, one assesses the trees on a site to be developed and recommends what to keep and what to remove, and then how to protect what is kept. There is a constant conversation between the arborist and the other parties to make sure that decisions are realistic. For example, to make sure that the contractor can actually get the work done while protecting the trees adequately. Arborists can create and manage woodlands with different objectives in mind, such as biodiversity improvement. In tree risk assessments, one identifies hazards which pose risks to persons or property, such as in schools and busy road intersections, and provides solutions for the risks to be removed or reduced to acceptable levels. Trees will always pose a risk, even if a negligible one. This is probably what most people will think of when they think of arborists. It is certainly better to prune trees with science behind the methods. Plant health care is what I consider to be the Pandora's box of arboriculture, as it is sometimes very difficult to get to the source of the issue, and sometimes impossible. Consider that doctors must deal with one species. Here, one must work with numerous species, each with their own specific diseases. Having worked for over 20 years in this field, I have seen firsthand that a multidisciplinary approach is much more valuable than an isolated approach. I think that you would agree that this is the case in all industries. For example, in this case, working with engineers to solve tree utility conflicts works much better than just letting the engineers do what they need without arboricultural input. The information here is different to what is taught in many fields and professions, as aspects such as planting and pruning are much more specific. I will be providing courses on various topics of arboriculture using examples from both temperate regions and the general Indian subcontinent. I would recommend that you do what is most relevant to you at the current moment.